Welcome to Gridlock and Gridlines. My name is Zach. I'm your host today, and I have Jennifer and Ruby with us today. How are you two doing today?
Well, thank you for
Doing good.
having us.
So, I just wanted to start off kind of getting into like some more personal questions, just kind of get into kind of getting to know you both and kind of know who you are. So, what got you into doing assisted living, Jennifer?
I've always loved taking care of people ever since I was young, and a very close family member of mine suffered from mental illness, so it just felt like it came hand in hand.
Makes sense. What about you, Ruby?
Actually, my mother had a neurological disease, so it was something that I wanted to get into so I can be able to take care of her as her disease progressed.
How long have you been with the company for? You've been with Golden Gate Manor for a while.
Yes, for a long time.
How long's a long time, Jennifer?
I started with them in '06.
Oh, okay.
I came back full time 10 years ago.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
So it's kind of like an off and on thing, but
mm,
Golden Gate kind of brings you back, or
yeah.
that's nice to know. What about you, Ruby? How long have you been?
I've been here for 5 plus.
Okay. And did you always do like most of like the management stuff with the houses, or did you
I
start
did.
off doing like
I
care?
was I have been in management for more than 10 years.
Oh, cool. Cool. And you started out when he first opened the houses, right?
Yes, I actually started off just a QMAP graveyard shift because it worked real well with my schedule for my daughter.
Okay.
And then I left and I was management over there. And then I came back as a QMAP. And very shortly after I stepped into management.
Okay. And did you usually always been here in Pueblo, so you know like the community and the people
Yes.
that you work with really well?
Yeah.
So one question I've always kind of had is just like, what do a lot of people assume about assisted living that is completely wrong?
I think a lot of people assume that assisted living is very similar to nursing homes.
Correct.
Mhm.
Hmm.
What would you say the biggest difference between assisted living and a nursing home would be then?
There's actually a lot of difference.
Mhm.
An assisted living home, I believe, is almost a step away from home, but it's still home
Hmm.
because it gives you that assistance that people are.
Gives you an opportunity to still stay independent and
Yes,
have that because that's something that they really, really need. That's important to them.
So it's like kind of like a step up from like bringing that access to your own personal home, but then
Mhm.
just bringing the patient or the person that needs that specific care to a space that has that care that's available kind of deal.
yes,
Mhm.
That makes sense to me.
because independence is a big thing for them, and we want them to have it as long as they can have it. But we're there just to assist them with their day-to-day living.
That makes sense. And, one of the things that I did like when I first kind of came in, that was one of the things that kind of stood out to me in regards to assisted living was the fact that they do have their independence. They're allowed to have like art and do the things that
Yes.
they enjoy doing in their free times, and it doesn't get taken away from them because they moved into an assisted living home.
You're correct. A lot of them go out and do so many things during the day. Some of them have jobs.
Okay.
Some of them go and do volunteer work,
Yep.
Oh, wow.
groups, the river walk, the
Yeah, they stay
libraries.
really independent. I mean,
Yes.
going out to the community, whether it's the library or going out to eat or even visiting friends and family out in the community.
So they're pretty much like always coming and going in the
Yep.
houses and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Wow, how do you keep track of everyone when they're coming and going?
We do ask that they sign out on the
Okay.
sign out sheet, and a lot of the residents and family communicate very well with the staff. You know, if they're going to go out with their families, they will call and, ask for the medications and let them know how long they're going to be gone for. So we have very good communication lines with family and friends when they go out.
Hmm. That's very nice to know because I don't actually know all the different nuances of the assisted living home. So that's why I was kind of excited for this episode to kind of go over and talk to you guys about it. What would you say is some stuff that you've been taught over the years from your residents? Like that because I know that sometimes you're the teacher, but sometimes even just working with people, you end up getting new things taught to you and you get to learn so many different things.
I'll be honest with you, my residents have taught me how to sit down. Just take a minute, listen to them. They've taught me so many things on how to be humble and
Right. It definitely humbles you, and
Yes, in
it's
so many ways it
mm,
does.
Just that patience factor is a good one too, I thought.
Oh,
Just like
yes,
just learning patience. Like it's because I personally don't feel like you just are born with patience. I feel like patience is one of those things that you learn as time goes
definitely.
on
they
from
truly show
struggling.
you. They truly show you compassion.
Makes
You
sense.
know what you put out is what you receive. Yeah.
A lot of them just want you to listen to them,
Hmm.
and that's where it comes into they teach you to sit down, take a minute, listen to them,
Come and hang
talk to
out
them.
mostly.
Yeah, because that's all they ask for. Because some of our um, community don't have family and friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Hmm.
they're out and they're alone. So we do come across people that don't have anybody. So we are their family. We are their friends.
That
We,
makes sense. And like every time I've gone to the houses and talked to the residents and stuff, like every single one of them is just super excited to have a new person to talk
oh,
to.
yes.
So I always feel that energy
Hmm.
every time in the houses.
Yes.
So that's I feel it 100% in you guys too. And you come up to the office because you always have that energy at the end of the day or at the middle of the day, and you obviously had to build it up throughout the day as time went on, and you kind of had it from jumping from house to house, right? And that's what you guys do mostly every day is just jump from house to house and talk to pretty
Yes.
much every resident, right?
Mhm. We go out into the community. We visit with other assisted living homes, so we learn things. We do a lot of things with um, doctors' offices, and
Hmm. Correspond. We definitely um, whether it be their primary carers or therapists or psychiatrists or anyone from like home health care that come into the homes. Everyone is pretty good at communicating and trying to be there and to do what's best for our residents.
Awesome. And that's just like with like the house managers and all of the different like care staff and things like that. Okay. What usually too do you look in people when you're like hiring for staff in the houses?
there's a lot of things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to have someone who definitely cares and
Yes.
Uh,
um likes being in healthcare and
when obviously patience, like we talked about, like having patience with people and being able to
mhm,
let them
right
kind of
patience.
go through what
Hmm.
they need to do to get to
Yeah.
where they need to go.
Hmm.
I say this so many times, and I'll probably say it till my last breath. When it comes to work, you can't be here just for a paycheck.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You have to care. You have to care about the clients. You have to care about your job. You have to care about what you pour into it. Because actually, let me rephrase it. It's not a job. It's not. You are coming in. This is their home we're stepping into.
That makes
We are a
sense.
guest in their home, helping to provide day-to-day living, day-to-day care for them, whether it be a shoulder to lean on, somebody to play Yahtzee with, you know, help clean up, their room, help with some laundry, serve a meal.
Mhm.
You're there, you know. We do gardening in the summertime at the houses, crafts, bingo, activities. So it's not, you're just there just to
To collect that check and then go home
exactly.
at the end of the
Yeah.
day. And I know you two, like you guys are always constantly thinking of the houses, and like we've already discussed it many
Mhm.
times in the past. And so, with all of that being said, though, is like, what would you say is one of your favorite things of working with the residents? Then
I have so many favorite things, but one thing is no matter what your day is looking like, they're gonna make it so much better.
that makes sense.
They are like you have you could have gotten the worst news, at 10 a.m. and you're gonna see somebody at 10:15 or walk into a home. And I mean, I always say this just because one of the houses, I'm like a local celebrity over there. I'm like J Lo, so but they truly make any day a good day.
That sounds very nice, actually. And I always feel that energy too when I'm in the houses, because like even I feel like a celebrity when I'm in the houses, like, and I'm not J Lo, so So I go into the houses and they're like, yo, like I want to talk, and they just hang out with me the whole time I'm there. So it's like I get that energy all around in the houses. What about you, Ruby? Do you feel like that the same in the houses?
Most definitely. Like Jen said, when you walk into a home, you get that welcoming. Every morning that I walk into a house, no matter what house it is, they're like, "Good morning, Ruby," and they just have that good energy, and it just
Yes.
kind of rubs off on you. And whatever I was just thinking about that wasn't so pleasant, they make me forget about it because you walk into their home and they just show all that love. It's great. It's awesome.
Holidays, Fridays, well, we won't see you Saturday or Sunday, so you have a good weekend. And we get walked to our car and
Mhm.
see you later.
You
Get
get
them knocking on
hugs.
the windows. So,
Get
I feel
hugs
like it
and
helps you with
kisses on the
like
head.
one of the things that I like learned a long time ago is like, and it's my favorite line that would repeat forever until my last breath is just be present where your feet are. And
definitely.
it's just easier with that kind of energy to do that. I
Yes.
was assuming too, like based off of all that, like that the residents keep you both laughing, right?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
definitely. Definitely.
What
they're
would you say is
definitely
like
jokesters.
some funny things that you've been told before
I'm J-Lo.
that you J Lo?
Yeah, that's pretty funny because, I'm not, but there's so many stories that they've told, jokes they tell us. Um, just being in their presence. Um, honestly, just hearing some of their stories, whether it's not true or it is true. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't even know how to describe it without, getting into detail or
That
with
makes sense. Yeah,
some things we can't share. But I mean, I can share this with you. I have been told I am taking care of Audrey Hepburn's daughter. So that was pretty funny. And they're like, okay. But just
that's fun. And like, so with that in mind too, in regards to like all of the energy in the houses and stuff, what would you say like an average day looks like in the homes?
for the staff or
Just in
just
general,
in
just on an
general.
average day.
Oh, oof. Man, some of the residents start getting up at 4 a.m.
Hmm.
Oh wow.
So it's just it's constant, but right away they get breakfast, and a lot of them will start their day going out into the community, appointments, some of them going to their jobs, to groups, and then so we have a shift from 7 to 3, so that new shift comes in, and throughout the day we have lunch, activities, music, groups come. Mhm.
And would you say like all those different activities that you have like help all the residents feel at home, like you were
Oh
saying
yeah,
earlier?
definitely, definitely. I mean, we can walk in at 7 o'clock in the morning, and one little area of the living room, they got the news on. The
Hmm.
back room will have music on, and you got them jamming already.
That
And
sounds fun.
you got some sitting, discussing just current events, drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Morning time is very active, very active. Lunchtime, it's like a ghost town because everybody's usually
Everyone's gone and doing their
their
things
naps.
and or
Oh yeah.
that's the time to nap. I
Food
mean
coma, that's what they
that's
call it.
do they usually like eat lunch and then go to their coma
Coma,
nap?
yeah, that's what house one calls it. A
Mhm.
food coma.
Their food
Yeah.
comas. Mhm.
Crystal is the manager over there, and they're like, Crystal put us in a food coma. And it's, so,
I love that. What would you say are some little things that families don't realize matter a lot to like the residents, especially like seeing it from a third party perspective?
Just being there in general. Even if it's a phone call or just how what I say a doctor's visit for 5 to 10 minutes.
Do they usually get pretty excited to get like a phone call from their family
Oh
member and stuff
yeah.
like that?
so excited.
It's nice. Like you guys get to see that back end side of
Yes.
it, so like they don't get to
Yeah.
see that how excited their family member got before they called.
Oh
So
yeah, definitely. That's like Ruby said, that's a big thing is just being present because they're already going through whatever they're going through to have gotten them to the assisted living
makes
for that
sense.
extra help. So they need that encouragement and they look for that um,
Right.
with
It's
us,
already a
their
big
family.
adjustment for them. So,
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, having that support, whether it be a family member, a friend, or even staff members, it's very important to them to kind of make them be at peace, I guess, and have some kind of normalcy.
just normalcy in their day-to-day
Hmm.
like life and everything
yeah,
that they're doing. And
yes.
with that being said, because like this is kind of what you were talking about, because it's that balance that you're talking about. How would you say that you do balance between their independence as well as taking care of the needs that they do need assistance with, from daily living to whatever, that they need assistance with?
Definitely being present, listening
Just
on
listening.
what their needs are, whether they're having a good day, a bad day, whatever the case may be, just being present and just listening.
So, with that being said, it sounds like it's more than just listening to like their actual needs, like physically. It's like emotional needs too.
Yes.
Just
Correct.
knowing that, like, hey, like so and so's in a bad mood today, or they're not in the right mood today. So, just you have to have a little bit more gentle conversation with them, or
Yeah, definitely.
just
Definitely, because ultimately we become their family.
Right.
Their peers become their family, so they lean on each other and they lean on staff too. So,
so they usually are hanging out with each other and just communicating
oh,
throughout the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was saying at the location at 606 West Abrando, oh, family, oh, through and through family. That was Golden Gate's first house. So we have some clients there that have been there for a really long time.
Oh, that's nice.
So, I mean, they are a very strong community. All of the houses are, but I would say 606 holds the biggest one, I think.
Just because they've been with each other for so long that
I
they've
think
built
Right.
those
so.
bonds and all that
Yes,
stuff. That
yes,
makes complete
definitely,
sense to me.
definitely.
That's nice. And one of the things that I did notice too, because it was like one of the other questions that I had was in regards to staying socially connected inside the houses. Obviously, the community within the houses then in and of itself is one way.
Mhm.
But what
Right.
other ways do you guys do to make sure that the residents have that social connection? Because that was one of the things that I've noticed, especially communicating with different members of the community, that a lot of people, it's not so much getting taken care of. It's more so on the social connection side that they need to have some kind of community aspect, that social connection, and have people to interact with to keep them like happy and feeling part of something, especially for like mental health and stuff.
We have groups that come into the house.
Right.
We have doctor that comes into the house. Case managers come into the homes. And then we also have, what we provide. We provide, activities and,
Yeah.
things like that. So it also keeps their mind going. But I feel that they still get good community resources in
I do
house.
socially. I
Hmm.
believe that they're very supported. If they want to go out and visit a family member for a week, they can. We actually just had a resident who left the state to be with family
Oh, that's
for a
nice.
week. She said she had a great time. She was up in
Vacation.
Washington, I believe.
Yes.
Usually comes back like really excited and happy
So
to
Right.
come back from
excited.
Love the
trips, just
stories.
Yes.
because then they tell you all the stories and
Yeah.
well, that's nice. That's very heartwarming because then you know that they got that connection with their family, and
Right.
you know for a fact too that the family probably got that connection as well, and
Hmm.
kind of builds off of that.
And you do have family members that that are regularly calling and checking on them. They even have friends that come over and have lunch with them
That's
sometimes.
nice.
So yeah, socially, I think they do pretty well.
I do too. I do. I don't think there's any lack in um, their social life at
Right.
all.
To be
It's
honest, sometimes it sounds like they have a better social life than me. So, like, that's where I'm kind of at with this. 'Cause most of my days just to the office, then back home, and then I hang out with my cats. So,
it's called my work friends because
yeah,
honestly, the residents, they're like, "You're my friend. You're my friend. You're my family member," and so
yeah.
they're really sometimes the only people I talk to
For
Yeah,
some
besides
days.
my family.
they're my
Yeah.
social circle.
I can
Yes.
understand that for sure. And that's kind of where I was gonna like push us to the next segment, which was kind of like in regards to like family or friends or different members of the community making those decisions of helping someone make that decision of going into assisted living. What would you say that families usually realize assisted living might be the right choice for them? Like, when do you usually realize, like, like some stories about when they do realize that? Sorry.
Moving someone into assisted living definitely would be a big step. Um, because they don't know what to expect, what care they're going to be given, um,
So many unknowns.
unknowns, right? So, it's normal to think that way. But, in our assisted living homes, we have great staff that are there to communicate with families and, of course, with our residents so that all their needs are met. So,
And I think a lot of people think assisted living is nursing home.
right, that's the biggest thing, I
Mhm.
think.
Well, I know for me, like it gets a little overwhelming too because there is different like levels of assisted living assistance, like especially in regards to daily care. Like there's some assisted living that does like memory help, and there are like more so facilities that are based off of like Alzheimer's or dementia and like
Kind of like
having
memory
those.
care units.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So they have that kind of put together. But like, what would you describe or say that like our assisted living sit like instead of being like that?
Not such a serious note. I almost describe it to family members like it's a almost like a sorority house or like a
Kind of like a dorm.
like a slumber party. Like,
Kind of like a home away from home,
yeah,
Yeah,
you know? Um, I mean, just because they're going into an assisted living doesn't mean that they're gonna lose themselves or whatever they have going on in their life.
makes
We're
sense.
there to support them so they can continue the independence.
Makes sense.
yeah. So I'm like, it's like one like sleepover with friends,
Mhm.
and then they start to gradually feel like, okay, well, this is okay because we get a lot of people that come in and they are nervous.
Mhm.
Like the first month, first 2 months, it might be a little hard on them because it's new to them, especially if
That makes
they're new
sense.
to an assisted living home.
I could imagine that experience being pretty
Yeah.
uncomfortable. I know when I like moved into the dorms when I went to college, like even that in and of itself was uncomfortable.
So you get where I'm saying
So
like
yeah,
party or like,
yeah, yeah. So I see where you're coming from with that because I did it myself. I didn't have anyone to help me, and it was
yeah,
just kind of an awkward experience because it's just like now I have to meet all these new people and see all these faces that I didn't know
exactly.
before. So
And that's why it's so important for us to find great staff,
Mhm.
staff that are going to be supportive to them, and
makes sense.
they need to understand that the staff are going to be there for them and they're not against them. We're not here to take anything away from them.
That you're just like
Yeah.
another teammate on the
Right.
squad,
Yep.
just to be like, hey, it's not just Jennifer here. We have all these other people that are right here behind, to make sure that
Yeah.
everything is
We got your
going the way you
back
need.
100%.
I like it. And so one of the things that I was thinking too is just like, what are some signs that someone may need additional support to move into assisted living or anything like that?
So sometimes it just,
I know it's situational and it
I was
really
just
would
gonna
vary
say,
between person to
mhm,
person, but
yeah.
generally speaking,
Okay, in a case scenario, I may have my mom Ruby at home and I got three little ones, and it's just a little overwhelming for me to help take care of my mom. So the next step may be an assisted living
oh, that
home,
makes sense.
or it could be somebody,
There might be somebody who is having a little hard time remembering things.
Uh-huh.
So someone who used to be able to make a complete meal for themselves and cannot do that, can't remember to do that anymore.
That makes
Um,
sense too. And I know you
yeah.
guys mentioned earlier too that it doesn't necessarily have to be family
no,
No.
that shows like the
mm,
reason, like you said, could be a neighbor that you go and visit
yes.
and they just seem like they need some assistance with daily living.
You can have a neighbor that's been your neighbor for 45 years. You grew up across the street from them and you notice they didn't have no family, they don't have anybody, and you notice their health is declining a little bit, or
Yeah,
maybe their newspaper sitting on their porch longer than normal, or you're just seeing other things. You can make those phone calls and help that person. It doesn't just have to be a family member.
makes sense. And sometimes people are unaware of the like availability, especially with
Mhm.
services or different kinds of resources in communities. So even making a phone call like that would be beneficial for someone like that, especially if
Definitely.
they don't know about it. So
Because a lot of people don't know that there's those
Well,
extra.
I know before I worked here, I didn't know the difference between assisted living and nursing homes. So, like, that is something in and of itself that I've learned even just from being here at Golden Gate Manor. So, section is kind of just more so just going towards like the residents in them themselves. It's just kind of fun questions about the residents and about the staff interactions with them. So, really is the first one is who wins more arguments, the residents or the staff?
I would say definitely residents.
Definitely residents.
Do they put up a good fight when they argue with you guys?
Depending on the.
Have to. They're usually
They're
right.
just right already.
Yeah.
But you do get some that will give you a very, very good for your money.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Definitely.
What would you say, like in regards to? Because I know they get meals and stuff at the houses. What would you say is the biggest hit on like food night, or like I guess we could break it up by meal. What would you say is the
Okay.
biggest? It's the
Yes.
holiday
Like,
meals.
so Christmas, they get they'll get their ham and their mashed potatoes and all the goodies, pies, and all that good stuff. Super Bowl, Super
Oh,
Bowl
you guys do Super Bowl parties?
Everything.
wings.
Oh,
Every holiday
rib.
they get
Yeah.
something.
that's
I mean,
fun.
they eat real good anyways.
yeah.
Like, but it's just they look forward to that.
That's nice.
Sometimes that is all they have to look forward to.
Well, I know
So
that
they
like
look forward
community
to
stuff is just having that social involvement really is
Right.
important.
And they
Even
pitch in.
just for everyone, really.
Yeah. They pitch in and say, "Hey, well, we haven't had this for a while. Can we get some, um, burgers and brats, or can we do like lasagna one night or something?" So they're definitely involved in everything
Yeah.
that we do.
So you guys like give them lists and stuff and say, "Hey, like this is coming up," or just you just let them know it's approaching and they just throw some stuff at you.
So they have house meetings, and in the house meetings there's always suggestions and meal ideas, or
Mhm.
Billy Bob over here may want lasagna with all the fixings, and Salma over here may want the brats and hamburgers and whatever.
Mhm.
So they definitely put their input. Some of them will even look on their phone for meal ideas. So we always throw that in there. During the holidays, like we'd said, they always pick, what they want.
Birthdays,
Yeah,
birthdays.
they
They get to pick
birthdays.
what they want for
Well, I
their
know in our
tradition.
closet we have all kinds of cake mix and
Mm.
toppings and stuff.
It's
So
a party.
it's the parties going every year for the birthdays. It's
Yes.
fun.
The resident, of course, picks what kind of cake they want, what meals they want for the day. It's all about them. All about them.
I really like that
So
actually.
it's for their day. So whatever they want to eat. Sometimes they want some crazy things. Well, we give it to them.
Just let them have it. I love that. That's
Mm.
nice. And so if you had to describe the houses or like our homes and stuff, like in one word, how would you describe them?
Homey,
Homey. That's what I would have to say too. is
comfortable,
comfortable.
safe.
Yeah, because I know when I think like assisted living homes, I don't think like home. I think facility. And I know coming to our houses and stuff, there's a couch in the living room and a TV, and you can
Mhm.
sit and you can get comfortable and
Right.
you can hang out.
A lot of people hear assisted living and they think facility.
Yeah.
And of course, there are facilities out there, and I'm sure they're great. But ours are more homes. So we make it more homey. They have that couch they can lounge around with their housemate, whether they want to watch The Price is Right, or if they want to watch a movie because they're doing the 31 days of Halloween movies in October.
Oh.
That's big.
That's really big.
Yeah.
Halloween, so I would be
So-
really into that. I might have to come by and just hang
Yeah.
out and watch some Halloween movies. Then.
Halloween and Christmas, they have the 31 days and the countdowns.
So I'm already doing myself. So it's like, why am I not at the houses just hanging out
I
and
know
doing that?
what time they're coming out and all that stuff.
Dang.
Two of the
They'll tell you,
houses
yeah.
will print it out.
Oh wow.
They'll mark it down on what movies.
They're more into it than I am. Wow, I'm not even at that level. I
They
need to
do
get at
things
that
like
level.
hot cocoa,
Oh.
and they'll do like ice cream socials or root beer floats. Trying to make it kind of fun for them and have them
So
enjoy the day.
Every time you say more, it just brings me back to living in the dorms even more because it's how we would have like because we lived in a dorm and we had like different languages, so it would be we're gonna have a Russian night today and we're gonna do food in Russian and we're gonna do all this other stuff. So it was
Mhm.
kind of a cool thing to do. we're kind of more towards the end of everything, but on a kind of a closing note, like what would you say is something that you wish more people knew about assisted living or understood, you know?
I wish a lot of people knew that we were here.
Mm.
And we do get out into the community. We're all over the place, but I don't think some people know that assisted living is here for them. Um, I know it's hard sometimes because we do have older populations and they don't get on the internet.
So the next question, like that I kind of had, and I was really interested in, and it's just because I've been doing a lot of different things and thinking about assisted living for a while, is like, what is something that someone listening, especially if they're deciding to
Take that next
take
step.
that next step and go and make that decision, what is one thing that you would say to someone like that, especially if they're caring for like a family member or like a friend or someone that they don't know specifically about making that decision or they're kind of overwhelmed by it?
Don't be afraid. Call us. Let us help you. Let us help you get to the next step to come into an assisted living
Hmm.
home.
You
You're not alone.
Right.
There's resources out here that can help.
Mhm.
You just need to make that phone call
Yeah.
and we'll help you get everything you need.
And people may feel that guilt on taking that next step, um, allowing their loved one to uh, possibly come into assisted living, and like she said, they may be scared that
Yeah.
their needs may not be met. But we're definitely here to ensure, that they have assistance with their ADLs if they need that, or even just to be a companion.
Yeah.
Because a lot of our people are very independent, and we try to keep it that way.
That makes sense. And then like even based off of what we've said earlier, like family can visit. Like everyone
Right.
has that active social ability of going and visiting their family members and stuff. So yes, they may be living in an assisted living home, but it's not so much that like it's facility that they're unable to go and visit. Like it's almost as if they're just living on their own and they're independently available and they can come hang out when they need to, and just
Yes.
it takes those struggles away from the family and then allows that person to live that independent life that they're trying to live anyways.
And like we've said, that independent life, and we're just there to make sure, they're getting their medications, they're going to their appointments, they're getting transportation set up for their appointments. We're making sure, that their hygiene is good, their
Mhm.
laundry is done, their rooms are cleaned. We're just giving them that extra up.
Little extra. And would you say that's like the environment you're trying to create for them every day?
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Right.
Because some of them cannot live out on their own because they forget to take their medications or they forget to turn off a stove or they don't pick up after them. It's just
It's the
we're
small
help.
things of
Yeah.
everyday activity and daily living that kind
Uh,
of builds up eventually.
plus we're also making sure they're getting their medications from the pharmacy. We're having doctor's orders. They're going to their doctors,
Mhm.
both psych, medical, physical therapy.
Specialists, whatever.
Yeah,
Well, and I know
anything
even
they
with our
need.
houses and stuff, we do our transportation if they
Yep.
need help getting to those specific places, and then we are pretty much like that caregiver plus, because we
Right.
also have that knowledge of resources and different things to do to contribute to the independence of an individual. So
Yes, definitely.
awesome.
No,
Well, no, you're fine. Well, thank you guys so much for joining today. It was very nice talking to you. It was good information. I feel that anyone that jumped in and got involved with the podcast and was listening today, that especially if they're going or they're on the edge of making that decision, that I feel like it would be a lot clearer. What would you say is if if someone took one thing from the chat today, what would you say you want them to take at the baseline, at the very minimum?
don't be afraid to take that next step. We're here. We'll definitely help you in any way we can. Some people feel that they don't have the resources, or they don't know how to get the resources to come into an assisted living home. Give us a call. We can help
We,
you.
we can help out with what we can.
And even too, if you would like to take that step without talking, like if you send us a message on our website or send us an email, I will put some stuff at the bottom of the page for an email for all that other stuff so that you could share any questions, or if you have anything that you need support with, we're always happy to help you here at Golden Gate Manor. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. You have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From Pueblo streets to open skies, we're glad you took this ride tonight. A little support, a little light, turning stuck into alright. A Golden Gate Manor, care in our lane, helping you through the real life strain. With heart we keep it true, helping Southern Colorado keep its wheels turning. Gridlock and grid line, see you next time.